Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. All right, shalom, family, shalom. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anybody perfect. Listen, you guys can see the message on the bottom. Don't hesitate to call. Okay, let me read this to you guys. The rebirth of the Hebrews. The topic today, it's technically called, right? Here, I'll show you guys real quick. Let me get the thumbnail. Give me a second. Destroy the red demons of our field.
This is one of those classes, fam, where it was triggered. I was kind of, in a way, waiting most of the day. And I hate to sound so like this. Kind of instructions, you know what I'm saying? And it was brought to my attention, a particular video, man. So, anyways, all right. So now you guys know this, all right? In case you're not familiar, I am not going to be watching chatter, fam. Y'all can chop it up between each other all day. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to go back to my roots. I'm going to go back to my beginning, okay? The way I started 8 months ago. I used to upload videos. I didn't give a damn about what people said or did or thought about. Somehow, some way, when I fell into this live chat thing or live, it's a different beast, man. And if you're not careful, it'll swallow you up. YouTube in itself is a demon. Anyhow, so now that we're mindful, again, that's why it's important to discern your spirit within the scriptures, or else you'll be lost in the sauce. You'll be on the right track, but on the wrong train. Here it goes. The bottom reads, the rebirth of the Hebrews, destroy the demons, you so-called Hispanics and native Indians. You are the true chosen seed of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, I want y'all to know this. On the bottom, it says, phone line's always open. I don't care what time it is, fam. 760-304-2204. If you're dealing with addiction of any sort, don't hesitate to call. All right? I want to open the lines because words are words. Actions are weighed. And I'm out here going to help my brothers or sisters get recovery. And not only that, listen, the recovery process also pertains to people that aren't in the recovery necessities, man. Y'all think that it's all about free will, man. Y'all are funny, man. Y'all people that don't understand addiction and people that suffer from it. If you guys think those men are weak, you have no clue what you're talking about. Only if you knew. Only if you knew. As a matter of fact, the Most High knew that y'all were too weak to even handle that. That's why he didn't put that spirit upon y'all. I'm just going to keep it real, fam. Because I met a lot of powerful men that came out of this. Yeah, for real. Real talk. But anyways, who am I, right? What do I know? I'm just a voice on the internet. A very, well, as much as I would like to say I'm not here to entertain, some of y'all feel that I am here to entertain. So let's begin. Now, I do have this particular thing here. The trigger of the class, Lord willing, y'all get it. If you don't, you don't. I'm going to bring y'all some milk, but I'm not going to really be in milk too much today because I'm trying to make a point out of ridiculousness. You see, fam, for quite some time, we've had wickedness living among us. And we've been told that we are just what? Plain and simply a bunch of demons, Indians, wetbags and spics. So today, this is a class on who the real demons are. So again, destroying the demons that are within our field. Because we know that you so-called Hispanics and natives, right? That we're of this continent. Now, I said that I was going to do classes of milk throughout the week, but every now and then I will then randomly throw an extra one in there. Okay? Every now and then I will do that. So what am I saying by that? Well, what I'm saying is if somebody ends up saying, listen, brother, I found something and I think, blah, blah, blah. I will discern that class. Right off the bat, I'm going to know whether it even makes sense to do it. And guess what, fam? It happened today. And I've basically been, at peace, taking care of particular things that I have to deal with regarding my life, personal life. And it's worked out well today. I did get a little bit of chance to rest. All right, let's watch this. Here we go. Let's find out who the real demons are, or who the real destroyers are, or who the real beneficiaries of an unstoppable, perpetual absorption of resources. Let's see what nation of people do this. Let's go. So we know that so far, that's where we're at, right? We know that so far, that's where we're at. Now I wonder what nation of people those are. Who has perpetually absorbed our resources? Who has told us that we are the absorption of resources? That all we are is leeches, rapists, murderers, and wetbacks. Hmm? Watch this real quick. Somebody passed this to me. I didn't really like it, to be honest with you, because it's like, like, why you guys trying to be racist to people with darker skin color? Well, you'd be surprised the kind of stuff that they're saying to us too. But for the sake of the class, let's watch this real quick. All right, watch this.
Videos keep getting taken down when I call out my own people. Let's try this again. To my Latinos, particularly my Mexican people, when you push your internalized racism onto people who are darker than us, you are doing the work of the colonizer. Just because you're a lighter shade of brown doesn't give you any favor with the palm-colored people. They will smile in your face while you clean and build their homes, landscape their yards, watch their children, and work in their fields. Lands that they stole from us, by the way. And then behind your back, they turn around and say that you're lazy, just want handouts, contribute to poverty. They call you rapists, drug dealers, and murderers. They complain that you're stealing their jobs, yet these are the jobs that they don't want to do themselves. They make you work 20 times as hard to earn the same that they got for working 20 times less as hard.
And a lot of it is true. A lot of it is true. Lots of it is true. Family. Lots of it is true. So is this. You know what I'm saying? So is this. I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of ideas before I actually get going on my class. Because honestly, man, y'all need to know and need to be reminded. Let's see what this means to us. All right, what's going on here? Come on, man. Maybe I'm not gonna be able to do that way. Oh, okay. Let's see if it plays. All right, fam. Listen.
Together you are the tip of the spear, the edge of the blade, and the front of the shield, defending and protecting our great country. You know, there is no mission our pilots can't handle. There is no hill our Marines can't take. And there is no stronghold the SEALs can't breach. There is no sea the Navy can't brave, and there is no storm the American sailor can't conquer, because you know that together there is nothing Americans can't do, absolutely nothing. In recent years and even decades, too many people have forgotten that truth. They've forgotten that our ancestors trounced an empire, tamed a continent, and triumphed over the worst evils in history.
Wow, over the worst evils in history. Apparently, we're the evil ones, right? Yet the Bible says this, family. Job 9:24. It says, the earth, this land, this, all four parts is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces there. He covered the. I'm not going to read that because that's not my pretension. Well, this is not what I'm pertaining to of this verse. What I mean is the earth is given into the hand of who? The wicked. Who is in power right now? Who's in power right now? We're going to be fools? We're going to play a game? Shoot, Steve Cutts showed us what nation of people has governed or has power on everyone in the world. Some people call it the beast. Some people call it, I don't know, America. How about we just call it the people are in charge, the so-called white man? What is so embarrassing about that? Yeah, the majority of white people are not are clueless of what really goes on. It's their elitists that make the decisions, but quite frankly, they're doing this in order for the benefiting of their people. As long as we're asleep and in subjection to servitude, they're good to go. The earth is still given into the hand of the wicked as long as we are not in charge of the earth. Because you see the destruction. Steve Cutts makes it real clear who man is. They generalize. Man. I might read this to you guys. I'm going to order this book, Lord willing. Just real quick, fam. I'm not going to get off topic today. You guys can't see it, but I'm going to read it. It says, this book is called The Ignored Racism, White Animus Towards Latinos. It says, this is just the intro. This research is more timely than we first expected. When we started this project in 2014, we expected that white animus towards Latinos played an important role in the shaping of a lot of their opinions about politics and policy. But we expected that most of our findings would suggest that it would be unexplored and important undercurrents of politics. Obviously, the tides have shifted. As we are writing this in July of 2019, a dominant story is President Donald Trump tweets and comments about the squad for women of color in the House of Representatives. His tweets suggesting that they should go back to their countries in a chant of send her back. At one of these rallies has once again made race and ethnicity a central piece of Trump's presidency. Alongside this more generalized racism, we are witnessing policies specifically targeting Latino communities. This includes the separation of families at the border, children kept in cages, an increasing number of migrant deaths, a rise on anti-immigration vigilant groups, the more recently an unlawful incarceration of U.S. citizens of Latino or heritage by Immigration and Customs Enforcement's ICE. Whites attributed about Latinos may have been undercurrent in 2014, but now they are clearly on a tidal force. It's an interesting book, fam. I would suggest, obviously focus on the scriptures, but, Anyways, I'm going to be ordering this pretty soon. And again, this is just a side piece of information. Nothing in regards to. It's only really proves curses, quite frankly, right? But again, it's also very important and informative because we need to let our people know, and we need to communicate with the struggles on a. Hey, listen, man. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it on an intellectual level and on a basically base playing level. You got to be able to communicate with men that are high, that are educated, and men that simplemente no. You know what I mean? Like they're just not. They're, you know what I mean? They're not coming from the background world of education, but they're still smart men. Yeah, John, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna show you this video right now, and it's gonna show you what I've been saying for the last, I don't know, man, month. That these nations really think that you so-called Mexicans are freaking stupid. They really think that there's absolutely no way Mexican people can be anything but stupid. And there's no way they can be intelligent. There's no way. Oh, this guy can't be Mexican, man. He's got to be half something. Isn't that what we do to each other? I ain't pocho enough for y'all, or I'm too pocho enough for y'all, or I'm not Mexican, or I'm too much, or I speak too much, not from the hood. Come on, fam. I know these talks. Think I don't know? My own gente did it to me when I was reading in Spanish and I couldn't read properly. They're like, este güey, no sabe, no sabe. Instead of hearing the message, they would blow me off, man. Like, whatever, dude. So I worked hard to learn how to read Spanish again. You guys think I've been reading Spanish like forever? No, I put the work in. I slowed down and I slowly pronounced the words. And I would listen to radio and videos and I would talk in Spanish more often. This was recent, family. You see, that's what we do. We prepare. Us Hebrews prepare. We do our best to prepare. Google it, YouTube, there's no excuse. So yeah, these things are important. The research, timely, expected. You guys are gonna have to be able to have that flexibility of communicating with all types of sorts of people when you start pushing the word out nationwide. Because YouTube is YouTube, fam, and this is animal right here. It is good for the spirit for the sake of passing the message, but it's not somewhere where you need to sit only. It has to get out. I've been going through a lot of things going on this last three months. You know what I'm saying? The house and all of that, my son. But man, oh man, am I preparing for my work outside? I got myself mics. I got myself a speaker. I'm working on my board. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see if a brothers may want to join me. I don't care if they don't. I already have my location. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing, around what time, where, and how am I going to be teaching. But it takes plans, man. Without a vision, people perish. That's right. Every endeavor has to be measured. You can't go in it blindly. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna say something to you guys. Don't take kindness for weakness, fam. Because you have men that are repenting. Some of these men, they're not men that I would want to deal with in the streets. Because these men, some of them don't need a fight. They don't deal with it like that. So you'd be surprised, like the type of men that are repenting. Let's listen to this. Let's go. This is what we're dealing with, fam. This is O'Reilly. I've never liked this bastard, quite frankly. Yes, I'm gonna call him that. I know some of y'all, gente of ours probably likes this guy. Some of you that vote Republican or whatever. I don't know. I don't get into politics. But let's listen in to what this guy says. All right. So now apparently, well, I mean, y'all listen. You listen for yourselves.
All right, Mexico summit, what did it accomplish? I don't see anything it accomplished. You got to All right, Mexico summit, what did it accomplish? I don't see anything it accomplished. You got the three amigos. One very funny thing was in the Q&A, the amigo in the middle over a door, President of Mexico, took 28 minutes to answer a question. I mean, my 28 minutes to answer one question. So if you want to strip all this down, Mexico is the problem in this hemisphere. Mexico is the problem. All right? They're not an equal partner. They're not a nation that's doing any good for anybody. They're a problem. Back it up, O'Reilly. Here we go. Population of Mexico, 129 million. 44% of the population live below the poverty line in that country. 44%. The average wage, $17,000. So you want to know why they come here? That's why. They can't make a living, they being the Mexican population, in their own country. How about violence? Mexico is the most violent country on the face of the earth. 2021, 44,000 homicides compared to the USA's 23,000, and we have almost 3 times as many people here. But added to the 44 homicides, 1,000 homicides, 22,500 people disappeared in Mexico. Where do you think they are? They're dead. Do the math. 66,000 people murdered in Mexico in 1 year. 66,000 as opposed to 23,000 in the USA. Okay. Why? Because the drug cartels control the country. There's no local police in Mexico. They're all on the pad for the drug cartels. The cartels walk into the police chief and say, hey, look, Jose, you do what we tell you to do or we'll kill you and your whole family. Well, what do you think Jose is going to do? Yeah. The national police in Mexico had to be disbanded.
Yeah, that's the reality, fam. But apparently they forget that, it's technically you white people, right, that are depending on drugs. We're not the ones telling y'all to just go ahead and consume. Just say no. Isn't that what you told us in the 80s? Isn't that what you told us in the... Matter of fact, let me get out of this real quick. I'll be right back, fam. Something's wrong with my connection. Okay, I think that's better. Anyhow, we're not the ones demanding you to take drugs. You guys choose to drug yourselves. Oh, you don't think so? Look, it's right here. We're not telling you guys, hey, just say no. You told us in the 80s, just say no. You gave us a 3-strike law. Just say no. We're telling you guys now, just freaking say no. And maybe our gente will stop freaking dying, because that's the only reason they're dying. You say that, oh, yeah, we're the ones that are being murdered. But who is the highest consumption of drugs in the entire world? You white folks. Spade a spade.
Yeah, Tracy. So tomorrow morning, Mayor Kenny is also going to be in Kensington. He's going to be announcing what the city plans to do with money coming from these national opioid settlements. But when I was in Kensington today, I also spoke to these victims' families who were affected by this opioid crisis. They tell me they do not want a safe injection site. They say they'd rather more treatment facilities, as well as more of a crackdown on accessibility to drugs.
Kensington and Allegheny. It's here at this very corner, considered one of America's drug epicenters, where families who've lost
just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no. Nobody's forcing these drugs in your mouth. White America, Black America, because you guys are starting to tell our gente to get the hell out of here. Again, family, I said I was going to do one milk class all week, 5 times a week. I wasn't going to do, and then maybe I'll do random ones depending on the spirit moves. This is one of those random ones. I'm not going to be like in milk. I'm going to tell y'all some milk stuff, But I want to prove a point. I want to remind our gente that, you know what? These are the things that really affect the spirit, fam. When you listen to Riley's and talk like that, because you know what's going to happen? More murders at Walmarts. You know damn well that's what's going to happen, fam. But yet we keep telling y'all, just like you told us, just say no. Por favor. Just say no. Just say no. But you don't.
Opioids share their stories today.
You could walk anywhere around here and get drugs instantly, and nothing's being done about that.
For Mike Lang, it's been 3 years since he lost his 29-year-old son, who became addicted to Percocet after a leg injury.
Who became addicted to Percocet. Now, Percocet, family, is a prescription drug. You want to know how all of these abominations of addiction started? You're not going to believe it. 2 prescriptions. I'm going to look for the video. Matter of fact, Lord willing, I remember, and I'm going to do a class on this, about the intensified prescription drug epidemic, right? In regards to like doctors just prescribing pills left and right, and then eventually they got caught. So they left a bunch of people in the street addicted. Their own gente. Yes, Mr. White Man, it was your people that got these people addicted. And that's why you're complaining now and saying, oh, well, guess what? Since you guys have been in this continent, since Job 9 has reminded us that this earth is given into the hand of the wicked, nothing has benefited our people. And it is not even benefiting yours, which I consider collateral damage.
His prescription ran out. He was able to get the pills on the street. And then when they stopped the pills on the street, the next step is heroin. And then it turned into fentanyl. And now
Told ya.
the trank that's going into the drugs.
A controversial solution being discussed, safe injection sites, a place where addicts can use their drugs under medical supervision. In New York City, the country's first safe injection site saved more than 600 people from overdoses last year. But most people who came out here today say they would oppose a site in Kensington.
I completely understand that the thought process, at least, of saving them today so we can get them off the drugs tomorrow. But these sites are not doing that.
Drew Murray, who's running for city council, wants more long-term studies proving these sites will help people recover. Courts have long blocked the effort to open such a site in Philly.
I think they should open an entirely new organization. I think there should be a new plan set. I believe that there should be an entire team of physicians that deal with these issues.
Tatiana Villa, who organized this rally and who's lost several loved ones to opioids, says she'd rather more addiction treatment centers.
Hey, check this out, fam. Look what this guy says, and it makes sense. It's true. I know about this. They put these guys on methadone, which they never get off. They simply trade one addiction for another. My daughter got addicted to Percocet after having a C-section, right? She was popping pills for almost 5 years. When she finally went to a drug rehab program, they gave her methadone, and it's been 8 years, and she's still on methadone. She cannot get off. Her teeth are rotting. She sleeps most of the day, and she's unable to take care of her children. It is a nightmare in its of self. These places are using these people as guinea pigs in their test labs. If my daughter stops her methadone, she will die. So honestly, which is worse? They're both the same. Trading one drug for another is not rehab. Family, you know what it is? Is like in God we trust. America is all about gold, oil, and drugs. Gold, oil, and drugs. How do you think drugs got into our neighborhoods? Just like Christopher Columbus used our people and sold us in slavery to fund slavery, right? This country is well known that they used the cartels, funded it in order to what? For contrabands. We know all of this, man. They made movies about these things. CEA was involved. DIA is involved. Come on, that's no joke. Matter of fact, American Cholo's got a show on this older. Look, this older. No, I don't want to get off, but I'll just show you guys real quick. This older dude. And one of these days, I was gonna actually show y'all because I'm interested in what this fam's talking about. This guy named Luis Rodriguez. And apparently, you know, he's talking about the contraband and how these guys infiltrated all of this and that's this and that, right? Maybe I'll play it after, fam. But quite frankly, this is a serious thing. However, you told us, say no, 3-strike law. You're telling them, oh, pobrecitos, it's the Mexicans that are doing this to us. No, it's not at all. Not at all, fam. So let's go, man. Let's go. Listen, I did an actual note taking on this particular class. Lord willing, man, this is edifying, man, because I was moved by the Spirit. 1 Corinthians 8:1, it says, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth it up, but charity edified. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Watch what he says. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing. He knoweth nothing. You see, these people have had perpetual hatred for a gente. They've had perpetual hatred. And that hasn't stopped. And some of us like, well, what the hell is their problem, man? What the hell we do to you? Galatians 6:3, if any man think himself to be something, he is nothing, and he deceiveth himself. Didn't they use eugenics to make themselves superior than us? For if any man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Mr. White Man, you're deceiving yourself, man. You're too prideful. You're too prideful. And you know what the Most High does for people that are prideful? He raises them up, makes them feel great, like they're in control, like they're growing. Yeah, I know. We got power. We got land. You spicks, beaners, and wetbags. You guys ain't nothing. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, fam. Pride goeth before destruction. So as you walk around with this prideful attitude, Mr. White Man, continue. Because pride goeth before destruction. And this goes for anybody too, man. This isn't just them. It's all of y'all. You guys are prideful and you think you know it all? You best believe that the Most High will definitely put you in check. And some of y'all are being lifted up to only be thrown down. Sirach 10:12, it says, the beginning of pride is when one departed from God. And you think you're not a reprobate? And his heart is turned away from his maker. They are our brothers. Esau, hello. But they weren't built like us. Obadiah 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus say the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And we know that a lot of people don't like the red man, the red dragon, the beast. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, which is why you love to sit in those high rises. Trump, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Thou exalt thyself as the eagle. We know that in your dollar bills. And thou that set thy nest among the stars, don't you have stars among you in your eagles? Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. There's also a parable regarding the so-called moon. But then some people don't believe that we went to the moon. So it's like, is it really the moon? The pride family. The pride family. Listen, I know it's painful to hear these guys talk like that about us because, quite frankly, I look at my mother and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Our people are not like that, man. We work hella hard and try to keep things simple. Yes, we have some that are just, ruckus, man. Of course we do. You know what I'm saying? Those guys They're going to be the 2/3. Proverbs 27:1, it says, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Mr. White Man, you need to really watch your mouth, because the Most High is lifting you up to only destroy you. Thus saith the Lord. You don't believe me? Watch this. He's done it before. He's going to do it again, and he's going to do it to every single one of y'all that are boasting yourselves to be so high and mighty, just like the spirit of this particular arrogant prick of a nation. Galatians 5:26, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Don't envy these people. Let them say what they're going to say. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Definitely, fam, don't do that, man. Don't try to measure up to other people too. Don't measure up to these white folks. Don't level yourself to them. Ain't no need. Let the scriptures talk. Lord willing, today's class will be edifying, and you're going to see the power of the Most High. You're going to see the magic, the beauty. And I'm throwing some milk stuff in here. Okay, here's milk right here. Proverbs 3:21. All right, it reads, envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Why? Why is that, fam? Because of this. You don't want to be part of it. You don't want to be part of it. Romans 9:6-8. Sorry, I'm going a little fast, fam. I just want to get to a point real quick. Not as though the word of God had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. So you fake funks that claim to be our gente, and y'all know you're not, y'all getting it too. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Watch this real quick. Let me get to my point. Should I say it now? Should I say it now? Yeah, let's do it. Verse 11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Watch this real quick. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. There's a lot said in this. This is us regarding faith and the calling of us who basically lost our ways, right? Excuse me. You basically lost our ways. Who stopped following, who was not aware that we had commandments, statutes, and limitations that we had to follow, judgments that are based upon that. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. Here's the point. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even of the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. This nation of people, this is exactly what's going on right now. Y'all are being lifted up, and you're going to be put down to death. Thus saith the Lord. Continue to talk. Continue to put my gente down. Go for it. Stay strong in the Lord, family. Stay strong in the Lord. Let's go to Matthew real quick. Let me see. Just notes I took, fam. Lord willing, there's edification today. I'm not going to try to be here too long because I do have a class tomorrow in the morning. And I want to make sure that I honor what I promised I was going to do for the Lord. Matthew 23:11 says, but he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. So you see, don't be boastful. At all. At all. And whoso shall exalt himself shall be abased. Damn. And he shall be humble. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. So I keep my mouth shut. And if I'm going too far, I check myself. So you heathens, you real heathens, because we're not the heathens. You Gentiles, because we're not the Gentiles. Y'all going to pay. You're being lifted up. Who are the real Gentiles? I'm going to show you who the real Gentiles are. This is milk stuff, family. Write it down. Genesis 10:2-7. It says, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Medea, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrese, or Tiras, right? You keep reading, you keep reading, you keep reading. He reads the 7, verse 7. And the sons of Cush, Sabah, and Navala, and Sabta, and Ra'amah, and Septachah, and the sons of Ra'amah, Shabah, and Dedan. These are the real Gentiles. Verse 5, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's continue. Isaiah chapter 60, more milk. Here we go. The sons of the strangers shall, chapter 6, verse 10, The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Keep that in mind, fam. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. When the time comes, family, they will be worshiping at our feet. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. You continue this talk, Edomites. Go for it, man. Put that belt on our people, because that's going to help everybody wake the hell up. I'm glad you're saying this. You Gentile. Because you guys are the real Gentiles of the Bible. You see, we've been called that, but no longer will we be. Watch this. 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. I read this yesterday. It says here, ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led, meaning when the Assyrian captivity began and the other captivities began, we started becoming Gentiles. More milk. 2 Maccabees 6:9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles, isn't this what these people are telling us? You got to assimilate, you beaner, you spick, you wetbag. We don't want your ways here. Should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. More milk. One more and that's it. Just to prove a point. Romans 9. Because we were there. It says, even us, Romans 9:24, even us, whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, right? As he said also in Hosea, meaning Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. You know why? Because here in this continent, we are told that we're just a bunch of wet Indians, not Hebrews. Not Hebrews. So, I'm sure that would be very frustrating for a lot of us. It was for me. You know, I remember when Donald Trump ran for office, man, he really pissed me off. That I think he got me going with like, you know what, man, the hell with this. I was gonna enroll in school. I was gonna actually. My goal was, because I know me, man. If I put my mind to something, I'll do it. I wanted to study law, theology, and politics. And it's kind of funny because that's the Bible. It's just weird. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Some of us look at it like, yeah, and a gift killeth the heart. But nah, man, this oppression, dude, it makes people crazy. That's why I did this class, man, because I know that's painful. Because I know we have parents, man, and our parents suffered. Across the borders, 2 jobs, no more than $8.50 an hour in their whole lifetime. No more than $6.25 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Right now, what is it? 15, 18 bucks? I don't even know what minimum wage is, man. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart. But oppression destroys your mind, family. That's why I did this class, man. Because I know the heathen rage is not fun to hear. As you know, when they get boiled up, they must have forgot. Acts 20:28, it reads, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Ghost had made you overseers, to feed the church of God, which he had purchased with his own blood. So that's why I jumped on this class, family. Don't be angry, man. And definitely don't be full of pride. We got next, family. Just be patient. They've been having a perpetual hit for us. That's true, you know what I mean? And a lot of us couldn't even explain it before, but now we can explain it. Now we know why. A lot of us were like, man, what the hell did we do to y'all? Ezekiel 35:1, it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, you so-called white man, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus say the Lord God, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. You so-called Hispanics and natives, they have since 1492. Well, you guys forgot? Has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the forces of the sword in the time of the calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Because, you know, once we got punished, man, they really went far. Like here. Like this right here. Psalms 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, meaning destroy. Even the foundations thereof, even to the foundations thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, meaning they or you that makes it to get reward, that rewarded thee as thou hast served thee. Happy shall he be that take it and dash it thy little ones against thy stones. Remember this one? Remember this? This is a common trait, man. This nation of people, bro. Where are you? Look at that. Look at that, baby. The Spaniards took babies from their mothers' breasts and smashed their heads against rocks. They hanged and burned Mexican people. I don't know where that came from, but we know that it was done. Happy shall he be that take it and dash thy little ones against thy stones. That's perpetual hatred, family. Obadiah 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You don't think that's hatred, man? I mean, think about it. Think about this, fam. Think about this right here. Ezekiel 23. Ezekiel 23:25. It says, I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears. Damn. And thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. Did not I just show this right here? Didn't they just burn us right there? Look at that fire, fam. Look, they're chopping us up right there. Look at the babies. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. They used to hang 12 and then 13 to represent the Messiah. I got a book, fam. I got a book that actually shows that they were doing that because they understood that we were the Hebrews. I'm going to show it in the class. Those are gems that I'm not going to just show random anymore. Some of you brothers, man, y'all don't appreciate it. But it's okay. In time, maybe you will. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears. For you to do that, get some pliers and grip your nose. metal. If you have ever had metal against your skin like that, and somebody twists it off, and boom, and pulls it. That's wickedness, family. That's perpetual hatred. But, you know, I'm not doing this to be mad at them. I want y'all to remember that they're going to pay. But at the same time, they're the Lord's sword, man. They're the belt. Leviticus 26:22 says this, I will send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children. They did. Destroy your cattle. They took Texas, New Mexico, all that cattle, all that gold, all that silver, and make you few in numbers. They gave us that bubonic plague. Well, yeah, in a sense, yeah, man. They had the Black Plague. You don't think that came over here? And your highways shall be desolate. And there's no other nation of people that actually went through this. Just us. Not you so-called blacks, not you so-called whites. Just us. So I'm talking to us. Vocab Malone, you can try to prove me otherwise, bro, but you never will. Because I know you run from me. I've called you many times and you don't want nothing from me, bro. I get it. I get it. It's okay. I got you. I know how Italians run. I get it. You must think I'm an agent. I'm not. I know some of y'all think I'm an agent, man. I've been hearing this. That's the rumor. And if I am, I'm not. But you know what? I'll play your game. I'll play your silly game. I'll play your silly game. Isaiah 63. Y'all think that Mexicans are just not able to read the Bible, man. That's what it is. You got no respect or love for our gente. Even our own people believe that. Isaiah 63:1 says, who is this that cometh from Edom, that dye garments from Bozrah? That is glorious in his apparel, traveling the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness might to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? We're getting a little signature of what they look like. And thine garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. I have trodden down the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant. For the day of vengeance is mine. Let me read that again. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help. But let me stay here. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart. Stay in the spirit, family. It's almost time. Romans 12:19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. You guys need to follow the classes that I'm doing. We have to stay in the repenting process every single day, fam. Again, I'm doing this class just on a kind of like on a spirit thing. And nobody's gonna try to attack our gente, man. I got too much love for y'all. It's like this, man. You're dealing with one brother, you're dealing with all of us. Remember this, fam. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. Why? Because look how they're going to get punished. They're coming. Most High is coming. Watch this real quick. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light. Hold on. This is not it. It says here. Let me read this to you guys. Nah, actually, I'll do that later. Let's see. Here it goes right here. This is what's going to happen to them. Wisdom of Solomon 18:17. Then suddenly visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terror came upon them unlooked for. This is also what happened in Exodus. And one thrown here, bam, and another thrown there, bam, half dead, showed the cause of his death. For the dreams that troubled them did foreshow thee. Listen, fam, this is happening right now. And you know what? All praises to the Most High. Watch this real quick. I see. What is it called? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, all right? Give me a second. Let's find it. As this is the video that banned me for like a week. Watch this. All right? I'm just going to mute it. But this is what's happening to them, fam. Look. Wait up. This is what's happening to them. Not joking. Look. There it goes right here. Wisdom of Solomon 18 talks about that. He's going to torment their minds once again. Almost done. I'm almost done, honey. Almost done. Look at that. Just like in Exodus, family. Vengeance is mine. That's what the Most High says. Look at that. Riley, you're going to get yours. This was going to happen to you. All of you that have been against our gente since 1492, this is what's going to happen to you. It's happening right now. Fentanyl. Your own poison. Child birth rate dropping. Overdose. This right here. Vengeance is of the Lord, family. You don't got to sweat it. Look. You need to understand what regeneration means. People pay. Everybody pays. You all pay. Nobody gets away with it. Y'all committed something, you're going to pay. If you stole, you're going to pay. If you haven't repented on it, you're going to pay. And I'm going to tell you something. There are some sins that I don't know, man. That's between you and the Lord. But there's some sins that, quite frankly, I don't know if you can have that option. Some of them, when you take a life, brothers, man, shoot, bro. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Remember, fam, we get judged first. Sorry to tell you. If you sold drugs to people and they died, yeah, there's a book of remembrance about you. You took lives. You think the Most High is just going to ignore it? Oh, I don't believe in the New Testament, so, just forgive me, Lord. And then that's all it takes. Nah. So many years of us getting the chance to get it right. And this is happening in our own face. And you say there's no laws. Laws are done away with. This is done, like, for real. Look. This is it. Wisdom of Solomon 18, fam. Y'all got to read it. This is what's going to happen to you guys if you guys don't repent. So, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Then suddenly visions of horrible dreams troubled them sore, and terrors came upon them unlooked for. Like, oh my God. And one thrown down here, bam. And the other one there, bam, half dead. Showed the cause of his death. For the dreams that troubled them did foreshow this, lest they should perish and not know why they were afflicted. Meaning that the Most High wanted to make sure that they saw what they did. You so-called white man, you have this perpetual hate for a people who have done nothing to you but only just try to make a life out of the land that you took from us. Vengeance is of the Lord. Look how he does it, fam. Our Father is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Y'all need to know who you're serving, man. You need to know who you're serving. Some of y'all call him evil. Nah. I love the fact that the power can actually check me, because without him, I'm chaotic. Exodus 9:15 says, look, for now I will stretch out my hand, that I might smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. Watch this real quick. And in the very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As yet exalted thou thyself against my people, that thou will not let them go. Behold, tomorrow, about this time, I will cause to rain a very grievous hail. The point being is, verse 16, and in a very deed for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power. Sometimes people are raised up only to be set as an example, family, and that goes for us as well. Arrogance, destruction cometh before pride, fam. You better be very careful what you asking for and how you move. Verse 34, and when the Pharaoh saw that the rain and hail and thunder were ceased, he sinned yet more and hardened his heart, he and his servants. So you brothers out there who just sincerely could just be like, yo, man, I'm sorry, bro, I messed up. And you're too arrogant and prideful. Guess what? You are being exalted above your own measure just to be set an example, just like these heathens. And the heart of the Pharaoh was hardened. Neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken to by Moses. Verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I might show this my sign before him. Just when you think you got it going on, man, y'all don't have anything going on. Hey, listen, dear white people, you got something coming to y'all. Thus saith the Lord. Wisdom of Solomon 18:7, and it reads this. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of righteous and the destruction of the enemies. For with thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us whom thou hast called. Watch this real quick. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and one consent made the holy law. Where are you at? No, I want just this one. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of righteous and the destruction of the enemies. I'm almost done, fam. I got a couple more and that's it. And then I got something to show y'all. Revelation 6, verse 12, it reads, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as the fig trees had casted his untimely figs, when she is taken of a mighty wind. And the heavens departed as a scroll when it rolls together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, every bondman, every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So y'all can hide and make your cabins and your bunks, and all those deep hold homes, and think you're gonna run away from us, family? They ain't running from nobody. Riley, I got my number on you, brother. I pray to the Most High that I get a chance just to do his magic. Just for that. And then the rest, obviously I got to pay for whatever I've done. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. I don't give a damn about how hard our people work. Absolutely none. You guys have no love for the people that have gone through addiction, suicide, killing, self-affliction, 3-strike rules, 3-strike laws, gang conjunction. 9 people that I grew up with got killed, stabbed. One brother named Shannon, man, he was about to get married, bro, the week before. We were talking about his marriage. He jumps on the train, man. He's all excited. because he's going to visit his girlfriend. And I was at that time, I didn't know any better. I was dating my wife. I was visiting her on a train too. And we were talking about how, yeah, man, I like this girl. You know what I mean? I think I'll go long term with her. And he's like, yeah, man, I've been with my girl for a year and a half, 2 or something like that. His name was Shannon. He was excited. He was happy. The next week, we all go to a party. Everybody here in the O knows each other. They know who I am. Hey, what's up? What's up, C's? What's up, C's? What's up, dog? Blah, 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 blah. Cool. I mean, me, my player way, I'm like, some females on my size, and everybody knew me like that. Like, damn, that dog. You know what I mean? Just being corny right now, just telling you the story. So I leave, because I've been already drinking too much. And then we find out the next day that about 15 minutes after we left, the homies from the hood started fighting with them, and Shannon was defending somebody, and he got stabbed and got killed. He never married the wife that he loved. And I knew Shannon since I was in elementary. And that dude had a very, his dad wasn't around, I think, something like that. Or Oceanside was different, family. Definitely a different. It's a real ghetto beach type of place. This was a hood, man. Oceanside Pasola was known for having killers. And it was bad for 10, 15 years. So many people died. 20 years if you include overdoses and all of that. Matter of fact, 50 years if you include all the racism that went back and forth with, here. Wisdom of Solomon 5. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, the other nations, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of the spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, these beaners, and a reproach, and a proverb of reproach, these wetbags. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. Come on, these guys don't know anything. They're stupid, bro. Mexicans don't know crap. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? I'm talking to us, our so-called Mexicans, right now, because they're attacking us. They called out Mexico. They made fun of Almo because, he's patient with his communication. I mean, I don't know. Obama takes forever to answer a question. Well, he never answers it, quite frankly. And just because you have all these elaborate words, you hide the true meaning. You guys, you white folks, never give us real answers. What the hell are you talking about? Anyways, I'm going to show you this real quick. Watch it. Trucha, como decimos. Where are you? Watch this real quick, fam. Let's finish the video. Dear white people. Yep. Yeah, I got this for y'all. Watch this.
That people need to understand.
I'm almost finished, fam. I'm just going to show you some love real quick.
Let's go.
Understand about when they call me a paisa. To me, I take that with pride. Porque yo soy paisano. Yo soy mexicano. Before I was anything,
That's right.
I'm a Mexican.
That's
soy
right.
mexicano, soy raza.
That's right.
I was born in Mexico.
That's
Soy
right.
de Chapala, Jalisco.
That's
La
right.
sangre
Hey, Tapatío, Guanatos, baby. That's right. Let's go.
Azteca corre por mis venas. So when somebody calls me a paisa, I don't take that as an insult. What I take as an insult is making it seem that being a paisa, being a Mexicano is a bad thing. You know what I mean? So they made it seem like if it was a bad thing. But it's not. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being a Mexicano. Yo soy orgullosamente Mexicano. And
So all you that call yourselves Chicanos, y'all need to just wash that crap out of your face, man. Y'all are either our people or you're not. All right, just get it together, family. You guys are not Chicanos. That's not even a word. That's another byword that you created yourselves. At least have some pride in the Mexican, Mexicano, Mexica, Mexiaca, or however you want to slice it. There's a negative connotation to our name now. But historically, we're the greatest people on the planet of the earth.
But when they try to make it seem like it's a bad thing, it reminds me back to when I started gangbanging. You know what I mean? When I was a little youngster, they used to call me a wetback and a scrap because I was from Mexico.
That's okay. Let's play this one real quick.
Videos keep getting
Last one, fam.
taken down when I call out my own people. Let's try this again. To my Latinos, particularly my Mexican people, when you push your internalized racism onto people who are darker than us, you are doing the work of the colonizer. Just because you're a lighter shade of brown doesn't give you any favor with the palm-colored people. They will smile in your face while you clean and build their homes, landscape their yards, watch their children, and work in their fields. Lands that they stole from us, by the way. And then behind your back, they turn around and say that you're lazy, just want handouts, contribute to poverty. They call you rapists, drug dealers, and murderers. They complain that you're stealing their jobs, yet these are the jobs that they don't want to do themselves. They make you work 20 times as hard to earn the same that they got for working 20 times less as hard.
I know that's going to hurt some of y'all, but it is what it is, fam. I'm neutral when it comes to these things. And this is what's going on with them. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Y'all check this guy out, man. I'll play this on another class. It's talking about how, well, the CIA and the CEA. All right, I'll play it on another day. But I'm gonna play this video for y'all. You guys can stick around. Like I said, it's an extended class because this is something that is very dear to me. You know, I don't let nobody, no other nation think they got the right to talk like that about the greatest people on the planet of the earth. You Hispanics, you Native Indians, and you're crazy. I want to show you a video I have, and it's called The Heathen's Rage. But I'm not going to show you the beginning. I'm going to show you the part here because it actually makes a good point. Give me a second. I'm going to get to it. Right here. Okay. So it's going to be about an hour. You know, y'all welcome to stick around, man. But this is definitely a recorded part. I mean, sorry. And I said, hey, by the way, family, I'm not following chatter or chat or anything. If you guys are chatting, I apologize if you think I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I'm just not following chats. I want to focus. I want to concentrate on the class. All right. From the get-go, that's how I started the channels. I was never live. It was always pre-recorded videos. I was not recording them to edit them. I was recording them and then I would send it. Quite frankly, I want to keep that spirit because this YouTube is a beast in his own self, and I'm trying to stay away from it as much as I can until I get to the streets. Because we're going to the streets, fam. Believe it or not. I'm getting prepared, and I love it. All praise to the Most High. All right, an hour and 10 minutes. Y'all stick around. I'm not going to chime in. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to let it go. And again, this is from August 1st, okay? So there are things that I say in August 1st. I think the understanding has grown a little bit more even after that. But this channel has been active for 8 months now. All praises to the Lord. All right. Let's keep it going, fam. Let's keep it going. Lord willing, I don't care about subscribers. Honestly, I care more about people that repent. That's what it talks about. Now, you see that channel? Do you see the information on the bottom, family? We are the true seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's not my point. Phone line always open. I don't care what time it is. 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. If you're dealing with addiction, alcohol, methamphetamines. I mean, don't call me when you're drugged out, okay? Don't do that. Excuse my language. Don't do that crap. Like, make sure you're not drinking. Make sure you're not drugging drugs. Now, if you're on methadone, I understand that. It's all based on milligrams, but feel free to reach out. There is a way that we can help you get sober through the Bible. There are steps. And no, this ain't AA, okay? This is not AA. This is the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. The medicine that was always meant for us. All right? Stick around, fam. Here we go. Or not stick around. Like, you guys, damn, man. You guys you really left. Woo! Let's go.
Everything we know.
Okay, so now I'm going to show y'all something, a video. Again, I told y'all, man, walk with me. I'm going somewhere. This is the dark history of gasoline bath at the border. Okay? I'm going to stop and go. So just, walk with me, guys. Let's continue with the class. I got everything set. All right, here we go.
About Carmelita Torres is from a few newspaper accounts in 1917. They called her an auburn-haired Amazon.
Now the question real quick, but why do they call her an auburn-haired Amazon? And I looked it up. Actually. Okay. And here's why. Here's why they called her an auburn-haired Amazon, right? So remember, first of all, I want to point this out. Euphemisms. So the so-called white man or the enemy loves this. The substitution of an agreeable or inoffensive expression for one that may offend or suggest something unpleasant. So the Auburn, Amazon, right? Auburn Amazon. But what exactly does that mean? Like, why Amazon? Well, watch this. Watch this real quick here. It says, the definition of these slang words appear below the list. Amazon, ass kisser, attention whore, bad seed, Bammy, bastard, Becky. You see this? Amazon has bitch, blabbermouth, bloatware, what else? Brown noser. So there is a connotation, or this is a euphemism for a direct offense, literally. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys understand this, because let's not forget this point. Okay, so let me go ahead and continue.
Just 17 years old, she led angry women in anti-American rioting and shut down the U.S.-Mexico border. But hidden within her story is something much bigger than a single riot. It's a story about American paranoia at the border, about a toxic campaign of disinfection and discrimination, and a U.S. practice that would go on to inspire Nazi scientists.
So now we're starting to see where your enemy, you Hispanic and Native Indian, they're using eugenics, because technically when it comes to anti-abortion laws, things of that nature, or gasoline baths, it all comes from eugenics. Okay, so for all you Hispanics and Native Indians who want to close your eyes and think that the so-called white man is your friend, he's not. He's proven to us since 1492, since we have records, it will never, ever, ever change.
Border between El Paso, Texas and Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, thousands of people cross back and forth for work and school every day. They line up in Juarez and often wait for hours to get through the U.S. checkpoint. But the border didn't always look like this.
Crossing this border used to be free and unrestricted. People would come and go without a passport. But after 1917, Juarez and El Paso became two separate communities.
Right? After that, right? And what does that remind me of? Watch this, guys. The Bible is our book. It's prophetic, and it tells us exactly what was going to happen to who and when. Okay? It says here, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. Were these lands not our lands?
To be free and unrestricted.
Line up in Juarez and often wait for hours to get through the U.S. checkpoint. But the border didn't always look like this.
The border, right? But in reality, wasn't this our territory? What weren't these lands that the Most High gave to us because He allowed it to happen when we came back in 538, 535 BC? The Most High gave us these lands in order for us to what? Have pleasure in. But because we didn't keep the commandments, watch this. It says here, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. So our brothers and sisters come over here to our land that belonged to us, and all the labor, what ends up happening to it? You get a penny, a peso a day? The land is no longer yours? And it says here, a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed always. Is this not happening to our people?
The Mexican Revolution was ongoing, and the U.S. was about to enter World War I.
All of a sudden, you have the war hysteria created by World War I. People here in El Paso that are deadly afraid that the Germans are going to attack from Ciudad Juarez.
The fear of invasion brought tensions to the border, while across the U.S., a different movement was gaining strength. The eugenics movement, based on junk science, aimed to create a genetically and morally superior population.
I remember that, okay? So did you see what these guys did? Remember this. I told you that it's regarding eugenics. It all comes from it. Watch what it says here. This is from Out of the Shadows, page 28. This is just to prove a point here real quick, guys. Let's see, from Out of the Shadows, page 28. Where are you? Oh man, you did it again. Great. You did it again, huh? Give me a second. Watch this real quick, guys. This is from again, excuse me, from Out of the Shadows, page 28, okay? Watch what it says here. A Mexican expert from Vanderbilt University, a Mexican expert, like as if we're cattle or animals, right? Dr. Roy something testifies before a U.S. Congressional Committee. He reiterated the views of the Euro-American Westerners, a man who claimed that Mexican women were instinctively prone to adultery. Relying on this questionable third-party testimony, Garris recapitulated the tired, trite, and grotesque 19th century gender racialized stereotypes for a modern audience. A portion follows. Their minds run to nothing higher than animal function, eat, sleep, and sexual debauchery, meaning whorishness. In every huddle of Mexican shacks, one meets the same idleness. Filthy children with face plastered with flies, disease, lice, pathetic peons, and lazy squaws. Look what they said. The Mexican invasion. The other Mexicans. The aliens on relief. The docile Mexicans. The illiterate, disease pauperized, relying on the mixed metaphors as well as the opinions of scientists who dabbed in eugenics. It says here, Kenneth Roberts refers to Mexicans as both white elephants and as people who bring countless number of American citizens into the world with reckless prodigality. I apologize. Can't read it right now. Rabbits. Isn't this what Trump said? The so-called Mexicans, they're rapists, murderers, right? Drug dealers, and maybe some are good people. He believes in this too, right? This is their mentality. This is who they are.
That meant stricter controls on immigration. only allowing those deemed fit to enter.
Only allowing those deemed fit to enter. Watch what these guys say about our people. Okay, remember this is I'm going over several examples. Let's see here. This is from Human Sterilization by Owens Adair. Okay, Adair or something like that. This is page 44 and 45. The other page is 44. Let me read 44. Watch what it says here. We performed an operation on 16 boys and 4 girls in the spring of 1921. There have been no change in either boys or girls in any way. The only benefit so far as I can see is that it makes them sterile. There are more than 400,000 feeble-minded persons in the United States. Okay? Let me skip this real quick. It says here, when they marry, they're much more prolific than others, being victims of designing men, blah, blah, blah. Watch what it says here. There are estimated to be 2,400 feeble-minded persons in South Dakota. Remember, they don't really say race in these books because they are obviously, but they do here. They kind of give us a hint. About 4 in every 1,000, or approximately 1 in every 250 of our people. Okay? So out of these thousands of people, the very few are their people, meaning that the feeble-minded are our people. You may not speak English well, you may not go to school, and they may test you, and that will be enough for them to say you're stupid. They've literally done that. This is page 45. It says here, I guess they produce criminals. Their proactive instincts are abnormal and uncontrolled, and some of them become actually insane and dangerous. Watch this real quick. This is from Eugenical Sterilization, page. Well, it's not page. It's Let me see. Maybe I'll put this one up first. Oh yeah, watch this real quick. All right. The courts have, remember, this is from Eugenical Sterilization in the United States by Harry Laughlin. This is page 6 of one of the prefaces, I guess. The courts have special functions to perform in the suppression of crime. The first of these are to enforce the laws impartially and justly. All right. So it says here. Let me kind of get around here. Municipal court to make public such incidental information as a relationship between degeneracy and crime and their relationships to heredity. This is when they started keeping track of like all our so-called crimes as race, right? Through the reports of its psychopathologic laboratory. Watch this. The first of the protection of society from an individual offender. Second, excuse me. Let me read that again. First, the protection of society from the individual offender. Second, the protection of the individual from himself. And third, the restriction of propagation of the defective type due to heredity. The alternative to segregation is to continue to do what we have been doing. That is, watch this, guys. Incarcerate the offender for a time, more or less brief. Then permit him freedom to repeat his offense and to propagate this kind. Segregation is necessary, even though sterilization were invoked. Sterilization protects future generations, while segregation safeguards the present as well. You hear that, guys? You hear that? I hope I'm making sense to this. Let me go to Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. Psalms chapter 10, verse 8, and it reads, He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Because look at what they're saying in secret. They're literally saying these things in secret, right? Using euphemisms, making it seem as it fits for proper justice. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, it's not.
On Ellis Island, one of the busiest ports of entry at the time, U.S. health officials were tasked with weeding out immigrants they thought were unfit or disease carriers. And across the country, that process coincided with the stereotyping of Mexicans as inferior and unclean. Dozens of film titles included the word greaser, a derogatory term used to describe Mexicans. This racist sentiment was strong at the US-Mexico border. El Paso.
You hear that? You hear this? This is also biblical. Greasers, what? They're making movies about us, they're laughing, making jokes about us. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment. Were we not in astonishment? Did they not make movies on us? Here, I'm going to put it right here next to it.
Those men included the word greaser, a derogatory term of entry at the time. U.S. health officials were tasked with weeding out immigrants they thought were unfit or disease carriers. And across the country, that process...
Disease carriers, unfit. Remember, this is towards our people.
...coincided with the stereotyping of Mexicans as inferior and unclean.
Inferior and unclean. They're making movies on us about what?
Dozens of film titles included the word greaser, a derogatory...
And they made a movie on us about greasers. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword. Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. When you see greaser, when you say beaner, when you say wetbag, obviously you consider a so-called Mexican, a so-called Hispanic. Shoot, they call everybody Mexicans now. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly who they've been and have always been.
Derogatory term used to describe Mexicans. This racist sentiment was strong at the US-Mexico border. El Paso's mayor, Tom Lee, had developed an obsession with cleanliness, and it defined his political platform.
This obsession with not only racial purity, but physical purity. He was going to literally clean up El Paso from all these bad elements. And by bad elements, he often meant racially bad elements.
One of Mayor Lee's biggest fears was a disease called typhus, spread by lice. So